young boy by the name of Daniel Hauser, and he's 13 years old, and unfortunately he has Hodgkin's lymphoma, and he actually tried chemotherapy back in February, and it worked. It reduced the size of his tumor, and in fact, doctors say that with the kind of cancer that Daniel has, he is up to a 90% chance of being cured with chemotherapy. So at this point, the story's normal and fine. Here's where it takes a turn. Then his parents decided, you know what? We don't want to do chemotherapy. We're part of Nemenhah Band, which is apparently a Native American group that believes that you could cure people through herbs and natural remedies. And so they stopped the chemotherapy and started rubbing him down with herbs and such. Guess what happened? Shockingly enough, that didn't work, and his tumor grew. And now it's to the point where they had to go to a judge, the people in the hospital, saying, look, this kid's going to die. And his chance of recovering without chemotherapy is 5%. So if he does the chemo, he has a 90% chance of surviving. If he doesn't do it, he has a 95% chance of dying. But the family says, no, we've got our cultural and our religious beliefs, and you can't argue with that, and we're positive these natural remedies are going to work. By the way, just in case if you're wondering if this is some ancient, cultural beliefs, not really. Nemenhah was founded in the 1990s by Philip Cloudpiler Landis, who once served 4 months in prison in Idaho for fraud related to advocating natural remedies. So the judge has stepped in and said, look, here's the bottom line. You got till Tuesday to take those x-rays and go to an oncologist and start the chemo again. Otherwise, we're going to do it for you. And yeah, family rights, cultural rights, religious rights. Take it somewhere else. I'm going to save your son's life. And I got to tell you something. I cannot agree more with the judge. Now, it's one thing to say, hey, you know what? I got natural remedies that I want to rub on my ass, and they're going to work, and they're going to be fantastic. And you want to do that on top of the chemo, or you don't have cancer, you got a cold, and you think, hey, you know what? This is the way I'm going to deal with it. God bless, go forward. Hey, listen, I'm not being judgmental here. Well, no, I am being judgmental. Okay, but I'm not saying that I don't believe in any of it, right? I even take that stupid airborne when I think I'm going to get sick. And you know what? I've convinced myself psychologically that it works, right? So don't get me wrong. I'm not against natural remedies. I'm not against trying it. I'm not against having it on the side. But you can't do it as opposed to chemotherapy when we know the science is in. In this case, chemo will save his life, and natural remedies will not. In fact, we already know because his tumor's growing and he's going to die. Man, people with these kind of beliefs drive me crazy. But it's a free country. You're allowed to have your own opinions. What you're not allowed to have is your own facts. So you can't come here and tell me the Nemenhah founder decided in the 1990s that this was the better way to go. I'm not interested in what he has to say. Not a big fan of the religious beliefs trumping science in the first place, but especially when a kid's life is on the line. And by the way, they say, oh, no, you don't understand. He's a very mature 13-year-old kid. He's already a medicine man in our culture and considered an elder. The kid has a learning disability. He doesn't know what a medicine man is. He can't even read. It's absolutely negligent if you ask me.